Let's get started on our proportion and percent workout number 21. Today we have 4 different problems using percent bars or strip diagrams or double number lines or whatever you want to call them. They're called all kinds of things. And so our first problem is fill in the blanks to find 22 is what percent, notice my percent is what I'm looking for, of 40. So remember our little anchor here where I said the percent always goes here. 100 is always the denominator of our percent. The is number is here and the of is the total, so it goes here. So when we look at the proportion that we were given 22 is. So the 22 would be the numerator. Of 40 would be here. 100 is always 100. And then the what we're looking for, or the x or the variable, would be right here. Okay, and then typically we would cross multiply and divide. We're going to use the strip bar as our strategy, but I wanted you to know the proportion that we are solving. Okay, so here is my 22 out of my 40. So my answer is going to occur right here in this box. Okay. All right, I'm going to grab my red pen to solve. And so first off, we went from 40 to 20 by dividing it by 2, and half of 100 is 50. So 50% is 20. Now we went from 20 to 2 by dividing by 10. So when I divide 50 by 10, I get 5%. So now I have 2 and 20, so I can add up to get 22, and I have 5 and 50, and so my answer is 55%. And then let's go ahead and grab our trusty calculator, and let's just cross multiply and divide. And so we would have 100 times 22, which gives us 2,200, and then we would divide that by 40, and that gives us 55%. Good job. All right, let's try the next one. Again, this is an is over of problem. So I want you to set up. So our x is here, 100 here. 16 is, and the of is 40. So here is our proportion that we are solving, and we're going to use the strip diagram to do this. So our answer is going to occur right here underneath and line up with the 16, because we are looking to see what percent is 16 out of 40. So the first place we went from 40 to 4 by dividing by 10. So that means 4 is 10%. And then I know that 4 fits into 16 4 times. So 4 times 4 gives me 16. And so 4 times 10 gives me 40%. And so 16 is 40% of 40. Okay, let's cross multiply and divide with our calculator just to make sure. 100 times 16 divided by 40, and it's 40. Good job. Next problem, fill in the blanks to find what percent of 40 is 5. So notice here's my is 5. So if you struggle with the setup, please pay attention to this, of 40, right? So there's my denominator and there's my numerator, okay? The proportion, if we were going to solve it as a proportion, I just do it like this because I don't draw the equals and all that good stuff, but x over 100, and then 5 is out of 40, just like so, okay? So 5 is our answer, and we want to know what percent. So we're going to be looking, our answer is going to occur right here with the percent that lines up to 5. So we went from 40 to 10 by dividing by, looks like we divided by 4. And so if we divide 100 by 4, we get 25%. There's 4 quarters and $1. looks here, we cut this in half. So 5 is half of 10. So we're going to take half of the 25% and we get 12.5%. And so our answer is 12.5%. And we can have decimals in our percent. Don't let that throw you. Let's make sure and do our multiplication. So we're going to do 100 times 5 to check our work and divide it by 40. And we get 12.5, which is 12.5%. Good job, guys. And our last but final problem, show your strategy for finding 34 is. So here's my 34 is, which is my numerator, and then my of 40, which would be my denominator. So if we were setting up a traditional proportion, it would be x over 100 equal to 34 over 40. And then we would cross multiply and divide. I'm going to show you really quickly how I did it. And then, no, actually, I want you to do it. So if you're watching on your own, pause. If you're watching in class, your teacher will pause. I'm going to pause. I would like everyone to solve and then come back and let's check. Remember, we all might do it slightly a different way, and that's okay. All right, guys, welcome back. Hopefully you've solved by now. I'm going to grab my red pen and get started. So like I told y'all, yeah, I usually cut mine in half almost all the time, only because now I have a comparison for my 34. And notice 20 is half, that's 50%, okay? So half again, halfway between 20 and 40 is 30. And that's 75%. So 34 is going to occur, the number 34 is going to occur right about here, okay? So I need to add 4 here. Well, what can I do to get to 4? Well, I can divide this by 10. So if I divide it by 10, I get 4. 100 divided by 10 is 10%. So 10% of 40 is 4. So 4 and 30 gives me 34. And then 75% and 10% give me 85%. And so 34 is 85% of 40. And then let's check our work really quickly on the calculator. 100 times 34 divided by 40, 85%. Good job. So take a minute, discuss with your partner and kind of trade with someone or find someone that solved it different than you did, and look to see how they solved and how they got to 34. You also could have done with any of these, right? We could have, switched them up and solved a little bit differently. But just remember your is over of is always your numerator, your of is your denominator, and your percent can always be found over a denominator of 100. Hopefully this helps y'all in class and on your STAR test, and have a great day.